I'm still fuming out this day, man. I know it's almost gonna rain out here. It sprinkled earlier, but just seeing some clouds out here still, and it's windy. It's just been a very frustrating day, and I know that just to give a small update, one of my family members now is just going through an injury that hopefully doesn't get too serious, but now it's to a point where now that I'm just seeing not only am I seeing reality just come back again, but now it's just gonna get even worse to the point where now, like, not only is my cousin gonna be out for a couple of days, well, I'm pretty much regulated, as a starter again, to where I now gotta see, I gotta be more alert, I gotta be more, helping around more because of what one of my family members is going through. It's just like the way I'm seeing things now. Look, I'm gonna say this again. It's like the world just wants me to fall flat on my face, right? It wants me to suffer. It just wants me to just go through all this pains, just day by day. And, it's like as if my 2025 year being the worst year as it's been, like, isn't already enough. And now I'm just having to go through more of just on all these unexpected stuff. And look, as far as the boss's birthday isn't concerned, birthday celebration is concerned, yeah, it did not happen, and it ended up having to be rescheduled because of me just backing out. And I'm the only one that's just backed out from from that celebration, while everyone else is available. And based on what I just heard like last week, it's just it's just caused this to happen. I mean, it's unfortunate, and despite their efforts to just try to get to try to make it happen, it did not happen. I wish I didn't back out, but I'm just so mad because I had to let a boss in Eugene know earlier on the phone when I was on the freeway getting to my dump, like, that I had to suddenly back out. I hated I even had to tell them that. You know what I'm saying? And just based on what happened, it's like, this is what I've been saying, dude. I need my permanent space now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just having to deal with more days of reality than I ever have, like, any time for myself. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I've come to expect now. And it's like I said in the other video. All right, I'm gonna say this again. If it's gonna be 3 weeks, I expect it to be one. If it's gonna be like 2 weeks, same thing, one, or maybe just even a couple of days. That's just how I'm seeing it now, unfortunately. But this is where I stand. I'm fortunate to even have only like a 2.5 week big break, but that's just pretty much it. Everything else has just been 1 week, and supposedly I was supposed to have another week for myself, and it didn't happen. Hence why I couldn't be able to celebrate our boss's birthday. But let me just get to this topic quickly here, because I'm just getting, I'm like I said, I've just been fuming, and I know it's almost midnight, and I'm still up here. I'm supposed to go to bed, and I'm still not so sleepy, and I've just been like fired up, man. Because this stage has been sucking, seeing the printer just like freaking restart, causing paper jams. Just whatever, dude. Just whatever. All right. As far as the Nutbwallers is concerned, dude, going forward, I'm gonna stop talking about them. I'm literally gonna stop talking about the Nutbwallers after what I just talked about earlier as I was heading home from my dump. And it's like, after seeing so much of the beef, like what I was seeing from a Boston and Carlos, and a Boston Dewey, like back in June, because of my negative energy and all that, it's like this group has been shattered. No matter how much I try to keep it up, it's like, it just keeps falling apart. I'm sorry. I understand what Dewey was saying about, yeah, it's changing, but it's changing for the worse. That's why that's what it is, dude. I'm sorry. It's just has come to that. And some of the guys, like, look, I mean, half of them are not even cool with me anymore. It's like, and some of the guys just have their own lives now. guys like Robbie, Julio, Tristan, and Andrew. I'm pretty sure they all have quit the group. Hell, Tristan has already taken a leave of absence in 2014. And the other guys that I mentioned, I'm pretty sure they have quit too, because now they got their own lives to deal with. They got they pretty much have their own world they're dealing with, And so, it's just that's and some of them just don't even want any part of me. They don't even want any part of me anymore as far as our friendship is concerned, because they've already seen enough of my worst and look, I know I got to work on myself. All right, so I already come to accept that it is what it is with with them, as far as like, yeah, they pretty much have moved on, and they're doing what they're doing with their lives. I know they're married and all that. Okay, and Eugene out there saying that he quit the group. I have been saying I wanted to quit the group. I know Russ can keep trying to keep this group alive, but good luck to him. Unfortunately, this group has just not been the same. And all year long, look at that. Look what I just did earlier, like toward the end of January. That like after all that, it's like, yeah, I reconnected with all these guys, like, and then all of a sudden, 2 group text incidents, right? And it just further just sees this group falling apart. It's just causing this group to just further shatter. I'm sorry. So going forward, I'm not going to talk about the Nutbwallers anymore, okay? And as far as like the template that I have that's supposed to be for specifically the Nutbwaller podcast, like when I do it with Russ and Eugene and the boss, I mean, look, this is what I talked to the guys about last year, and I wanted to make this plan because I was excited about it, because I wanted to do it just like how some of the guys do it, like the Odd Couple, doing their podcast and with the sound waves and all that. I wanted to do the same for the Nutbwallers. When I talk with like some of the guys like Russ and the boss and Eugene, and I finally got an opportunity to do that after I started my unofficial podcasting, like earlier this year. And now that I finally made a template, it's like, now I guess I got to put it to a stop, because going forward, when I talk about if I decide to do any podcast with them, I'm just going to use the regular template. The template with the sound waves and the like, share, and subscribe with my channel on it. Like, that's what I've been using regularly for a lot of my videos, especially with the thumbnails. So I'm just going to keep it at that. But yeah, in regards to the Nutbwallers, look, it's really been frustrating to just see this group just like struggle as it is. So it is what it is. It's been an amazing run, right? So many great memories. But in the end, it's over, dude. It's over. I already talked about it earlier on my way home in great detail. So, it has just come to that. I'm sorry. It's just time to let go. I don't want it. Like, going forward, I'm not going to talk about these guys, about the Nutbwallers anymore. Like, for me to just still miss out on our boss's birthday because a celebration on his actual day, when everything was just perfectly set up and planned, and me being the only guy that just backed out, it just makes me want to just stop talking about the Nutbwallers going forward. Yeah, even when we celebrate a boss's birthday, with the guys and all that, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to look at it as a non-Nutbwallers episode. Like, I'm going to see it as just a regular friends hangout, except for one friend just celebrating his birthday with the rest of his friends, with me included. Okay, that's how I see it. So going forward, no more Nutbwallers episode. Like, no more Nutbwallers talk, no more Nutbwallers content, because I'm just done stressing out. I know, like, my dump has just turned me into this worst version of me, and still continues to do so. But yeah, going forward, I just want to talk about different things, different topics. I'll talk about friends, but not any more Nutbwallers. Because if I do talk about the Nutbwallers, it's just pretty much going to be the same thing over and over again. I'm sorry. It is what it is with what this group has been going through, especially because me as the leader has just really caused so much negativity to that group. So it is what it is, man. I'm gonna leave it at that. Peace.